I died on a mountain and came back changed forever. We reached the top of the ice climb, just as the sun disappeared behind the peaks. It was March, in the Canadian Rockies, along the Icefields Parkway. The temperature dropped drastically, maybe 30 degrees or more in a matter of minutes. We knew the wilderness was dangerous, but we weren't prepared to spend the night exposed. That mistake nearly cost us our lives. My name is Peter Panagore. I grew up in Marlborough, Massachusetts. My family was loving. My dad was an architect, my mom a nurse, and I had 4 siblings. We reached the top well after most teams had started descending. There was no trail to walk down. We had to reverse the technical route. The cold was severe, and we had no food or water left. We began the first rappel without proper gear, looping our only rope around a tree, something you're not supposed to do. This time, there was no fixing it. We were stranded on the mountain wall with only one end of rope, worsening hypothermia, and no way up or down. I unzipped my coat despite Tim's desperate yelling. I began losing consciousness. Each blackout felt like a curtain falling. I'd slam my head, wake up and keep pulling on the rope. Things changed when my older sister Andrea, whom I adored, ran away when I was 14. Our family unraveled. We knew we'd die if we didn't get down. A distant light appeared, then shot toward me faster than anything I'd ever seen. It wasn't a light like a flashlight or a star, it was alive. It entered my awareness and said, "Asterisk, I'm taking you." But in our frozen, panicked state, mistakes began stacking up like a tangled rope that delayed our rappel. Eventually, I left home too. Instead of dropping out of school, I joined a national student exchange and ended up in Montana. I was drawn into it. I relived every moment in my life where I had caused pain through the eyes and feelings of the people I'd hurt. I saw the entire universe. It's not just ours, but countless others beyond it. My spirit was massive, and this body was too small. I opened my eyes. Tim was crying over me. "You were dead. You were gone," he sobbed. All of humanity, like a living hologram, 7 billion people, and inside each of them, asterisk a golden light, their true divine selves. I didn't tell Tim what happened. I had no words for it. I wasn't the same person anymore, covered by fear, shame, distraction, but always there. I studied mysticism, practiced meditation, lived in silence for years. I discovered that the divine light is in everyone, and that every day, even on the edge of despair, there is beauty to be found. Compared to where I had been, the world seemed dull and small, but the light inside me was real. I could still feel it, and I had to follow it. I felt their suffering and my own reasoning at the same time. It was deeply painful, but not judged. By the time we reached the day of the climb, we trusted each other. Not because I'm morbid, but because I know where I'm going. I've been there. My partner Tim was a trained ice climber. I had wilderness experience, but I wasn't geared for ice. I climbed with an ice axe and a hammer less than ideal. That's where I got into skiing, climbing, and winter survival. Then I remembered my parents, how they'd already lost one child. I asked, "Asterisk, do I have to go?" As he climbed, something gave, and he fell, but somehow the rope came loose. We were shaken but alive. I didn't pick the full light. I wanted a little freedom. I chose a path, and suddenly I was back. So when a fellow student posted a flyer about an 8-day backcountry ski trip and a 1-day ice climb in Canada, I signed up. We had a rough but bonding start, snow caving and deep powder. The climb was exhausting. My forearms burned out quickly. Then the cold hit fast and hard. Hypothermia set in. My body began shaking uncontrollably. My jaw chattered. We made a terrifying traverse in the dark, with only the stars and snow reflecting the dim light. We descended, but the rope got stuck. Tim had to free climb back up in the dark, unprotected. We moved to the next rappel station, but the rope got jammed again. That's when I began to slip away. My body got hot, a common late-stage hypothermia symptom. Then came the final blackout, but I didn't lose consciousness. Instead, everything went black and quiet, but I was still aware. The power was overwhelming. I tried to resist, but I couldn't. Suddenly, a brilliant waterfall of light opened up, a portal of starlight and color I'd never seen on Earth. I was still loved. Then I was taken further to the edge of heaven. The voice said, "Asterisk, they are all my beloved, as you are." I was filled with light and joy beyond imagination. I felt home, the voice said. Asterisk why? I answered. Asterisk because of them? Instantly I was sent back. I saw endless doors, each a possible life. The voice said asterisk, choose. It was agony, like being forced into a bottle. He handed me the rope. I pulled. It came free. We descended. We lit the stove in our tent, drank warm water, and eventually warmed enough to sleep. As we drove south the next morning, everything looked dim, flat, colorless. That experience changed my life forever. I still say to myself, asterisk, today is a good day to die. I know this. Everyone gets to go home. Let me know if you'd like this version in PDF, audio format, or adapted for a blog post or video voiceover.